Warner Camp is a Church of God camp, Southwest Michigan. It's usually about a week long in the summer, depending on how old you are, but they have things year round. I've been going there every single year since about third grade, and this last year I was too old to go there as a camper, but I started counseling there because growing up through my years in going to Warner Camp, counselors have always been a huge influence on me, and I've always wanted to be a counselor. So then after I finished my senior year at Warner Camp, I started talking to a lot of my friends who went to Warner growing up, and I was like, we should go back and we should counsel this summer. And me and my friend Connor Legg were probably the two front runners of trying to push people like, hey, let's go. And then we got a big group of probably 6 or 7 of us from Midland, and we went out there, and some of us were media, some of us were setup crew, some of us were counselors, and I did worship band, people did sound, and it was a really cool thing to do. So there's volunteer jobs that you could do over the summer where your job is your program staff, so you help set up a lot of the games, you're more behind the scenes, you help do food, but then also if you have tech background, you can help run sound, you can, there's a job where you take photos and you make slideshows. They're even trying to start up a job, my friend Chase said he wants to have a job where you take videos and you upkeep Warner's YouTube page. So you would make videos, edit, do things like that, and then you would be able to put these out and advertise Warner and be like, this is what we do, and just a little snippet. So there's lots of jobs that whatever talent you have that God gave you, that you could be at Warner. If you're a people person, if you're a cook, if you like labor, there's a lot of building and things like that. If you have that skill or trait, there's definitely things you can do at Warner. Those people, those counselors, especially in high school, when you're younger, they're just like really, really cool, and you like look up to them, and that's good, and they're a good influence to me. But when I got into high school, those people, AJ, Dave Burkhardt, my brother, those people were friends to me. Even after we were done with the week of camp counseling me, I went 2 weeks ago and went to a Christmas party at Dave, who was one of my counselors, with like 25 other Warner Camp campers. And we all got together and did a big Christmas party, did a little gift exchange. So that's just Warner Camp. The friends you make there and the relations you make there aren't just, oh, that was fun for a week, bye, never talk to you again. Not just the campers do you hook up with and become friends with, but the counselors are mentors and friends to you, and so you just come back. So I wanted to be able to come back and do that for kids because I realized how much of an influence counselors had on me, and I wanted to be able to do that to the kids. Sometimes you'll get a group and you'll get a whole group of guys who all know God, grew up around God in the church, things like that. Or other times, like my high school group, I got a whole group of guys that were not growing up Christians, that all had great hearts, all good kids, but they had potty mouths. They had to watch after them. I had to keep them away from their girlfriends that were there on camp. I had to set boundaries with them. And so it depends on the group. Overall, it's about the same, more Christians than there isn't, which probably with most church camps there are. But because Warner Camp really is just so much fun, not just, oh, if you're a Christian, you'll have fun. But everybody has fun at Warner Camp. And it has a lot of church. You have a morning chapel and a night chapel, and you have devotions. But it's not like you're just going to church all day. You're having fun. And you go to a 30-minute thing in the morning, hour-long thing at night, 45-minute devotional during the day. So everybody's having fun. So it attracts people who aren't Christian, who didn't grow up in the church. But it really depends on the group or the camp. Middle school, we had a huge group go because it's easier in middle school. You don't have as many obligations, things like that. Probably had a big group of 18 people go there, and maybe 9 of those people were from my youth group, but even Connor Legg, again, had his friend group, and he pulled a lot of people from there, and I had my friend group, and we pulled a lot of people from there. And as we went to high school, it leveled out at around 8 to 10 would come to Warner, and most of those people were in the youth group at that point, but a lot of them didn't regularly attend church on Sundays, but Sunday nights they would come to our youth group a lot. I knew they were going to have fun. I've never invited a friend to Warner and then they didn't enjoy it and want to come back. There's people that haven't come back because of money or jobs or things like that, but I knew that they would have fun, and I knew that it would impact them and it would make them think. It's not like you can come to youth group and you can tone out for 20 minutes and nothing can ever affect you if you want. But Warner, it's a week long. You're forced into this cabin with people. You're smelly. Food's all right. Things are going like that, and so you're forced to talk with each other. So these are people who I'd love to talk to about it on a normal basis, but they might be a little more closed or against that, or maybe it's just uncomfortable for me at that time in high school or middle school. I was uncomfortable to just go up and talk to them about it. So it was just like I wanted everyone to come because I was like, I want you to see why I love this place so much. And people who, Christian or not always had the impact that maybe I wanted to, but it was a great influence, a week that they could spend around people and they could see how the Christian community could look.